example 1 and 2 feature an example of a continuous graph and a not continuous graph. Example number 1 is continuous because you can take your pencil and draw a line, and you can draw the whole entire thing without picking up your pencil. Example 2 is not continuous because it has an asymptote, and you'd have to pick up your pencil at 0. An asymptote is an example of non-removable discontinuity. Jumps and holes, however, are removable discontinuity. It involves limits not involving infinity and jumps from place to place, the same way this one does. Example 3 and 4 both show removable discontinuity. And when finding the limits of the said graphs, say you were to find the limit of 0, x equals 0, on this graph, it wouldn't exist because these two values are completely different. Now if you were coming from the left or right, say if it had a positive or negative like this, positive signaling that you would go from here, negative that you would be going from here, it would be negative infinity going down here or infinity going up here. Same thing for this. If you come from the left, then if you come from the right, then you get this value. However, if you come from the right, or if you come from the left, then you get this value. However, for this one, it doesn't matter whether you come from the right or left, because it's going to be that value either way. And same thing for example 5. If you come from the left, you get infinity. If you get from the right, you get infinity. Now we're going to discuss the continuity of special function. First of all, every polynomial function is continuous at all real numbers. No matter what the highest degree is, and no matter what the coefficients are, it's always going to be continuous at all domains. Next, every rational function is continuous at every real number in its domain. And all exponential functions are continuous on all real numbers. And every logarithmic function is continuous at every positive number, every positive real number. Now the trigonomic functions, if you remember, cosine and sine are the waves, and they are continuous throughout all real numbers. And then tan, if you remember, has asymptotes every interval of pi divided by 2. However, it's continuous in all its real domain. So for finding continuity at specific intervals, we're going to look back at example 1 and 2. First of all, this is continuous over all domains. And over here, it's continuous all the way to 0, and then it's also continuous on the other side of 0. So if we remember function or interval notation, we could write it as infinity, negative infinity to 0, then we have the parenthesis, not the bracket, and 0 to infinity. And that's where it would be continuous, because this is its only asymptote. For example, 3 and 4 would be the same way. It's continuous all the way up to here, and continuous from there on. So it would say infinity, negative infinity, to whatever number this is. Let's say that's 1, and 1 to infinity. And remember to put the parentheses on both sides, not the brackets. For this one, it works the same way as this one, so again, let's say that's 2, so negative infinity to 2, then 2 to infinity. The brackets and parentheses don't change because of this value. For example 5 would be the exact same as example 2, and exact same range as 2. Now for example 6, we have to do a little bit more work. Say this value is 2, and that's this is negative 2, and this is 2. So it would be continuous from negative infinity to negative 2, because it's continuous all the way through there. Then these values, so negative 2 to positive 2, and 2 to infinity, because it's continuous in this domain, and it's also continuous over here, like they say over here. Lastly, I'd like to show you my pretty innovative setup, I think. I've got my book right here, got my notes right here, flashlight right here so I can get the lighting right. Perfect.